Hello. Okay. So since last time, I've given a few of them a couple extra abilities, nothing too fancy. Just mostly the Griffins got upgraded. And other than that... oh wait, did I... Yeah, and I got them rings too, so I got Diebold and Oleus rings. I decided to leave Oleus as a knight, so we'll see how that works out for her. Figured after her encounter with the zombies there, might be what she would be after at this point. Is it kind of pointless to go and mess with the party structure just kind of for giggles? Yeah, probably. But it is what it is. Now, if this is the fight I think it is, and I'm pretty certain it is, we're gonna be... Let's see here, we're gonna want... And we're fine with Oleus just kind of being a distraction, and then 2 archers, I think. Where do I want to moose in here? Nah, I think this will work. I think this is the one with just her mom, with, what's-her-face, Cressida's mom, if I recall. And if that's the case, the Griffins should eat her while the archers shoot her, while everybody else just kind of hangs around, and Oleus is there to get points. And yes, it is. Okay. But how would they... I mean, I guess Diebold and Oleus betrayed them? This is the betrayal they're talking about? So gotta imagine this with a Texas or Alabama accent over here. Just, oh, get you gone! Get you gone, I got all my zombies! So yeah, she's got all that faith and that super fancy thing she's got, and that'll definitely work out great. So yep, some dudes come over, it's all nice and dandy. Now we can go ahead and fast forward because it's taking a while, or not. And yeah, she's still mad about that first unavoidable fight. That one where Donalto accidentally had an accident that was totally accidental. It's funny, I'm actually just instinctively going to KOL controls now. That's why I keep popping up the L1 menu. This is basically the L trigger on the GBA emulator. Alright, this should hopefully give them enough points. You friggin' ate her face next turn. Oh, well, you're just... fine. Whatever. Or not. Might take them a little bit to get there, actually. But the nice thing is, due to their utter amazingness, they're able to move and attack, and generally be about the same speed as somebody that just moved and didn't do anything. Probably take out this guy for points, or one of these two. Yeah, probably that one. Yeah, it was pointed out recently that apparently I never actually went back and read the Warren Report entry on Felicia here. So this kind of entered into bizarre creeper territory because it turns out that even though she looks like 30 or whatever in the entry, she's actually like 16 or something. So that's, you know, that's whatever. I guess that'll happen. I mean, I guess this is also, like, back in ye olden days, so... I guess... why not? So weird. Right. Due to not having anything better to do, she's gonna run down here and test something. Okay. I think I've tested this before. You don't even have an axe skill. Whatever. And that was a worthless test. I forgot to put her axe skill on her. Useful. Alright, well, you had saved yourself. Alright, you go over here. Chuck rock. Now, I believe they don't have any healing element, so it should just be fine to do this. You know, minus the missing part. Yep, there we are. That's pretty well sorted. Also, that butcher knife, when it's flung around by any smaller unit, always makes me think of the knife from Binding of Isaac. Which is funny, because there was a guy that was trying to compare Binding of Isaac to another thing recently. Like, oh, it's like beating the entire thing using only the knife. It's like, the knife is amazing, though. Easily one of the best items you can get. Kinda cracked me up, but oh well. Just was a funny thing. Yeah, Binding of Isaac's a weird game. There's like so much stuff that you'd think would be amazing isn't, and so much stuff that you'd think would be worthless is utterly awesome. Like the knife, it basically, if you've never played it, normally you're running around and you got your little pew-pews coming out of your eyeballs, and that sounds like I'm making a joke, but that's exactly what goes on. So you're basically shooting tears as bullets, kind of like a semi-automatic rate. So you get a bunch of different modifiers. Like every single item that you pick up is some bizarre modifier. Like, oh well, I guess this worked out fine. This is gonna work out great. Congratulations, your head exploded. Yay! That was exciting. That worked out great. Probably should have somebody try that later. I mean, he wasn't technically wrong. The thing does work, just he forgot to mention the whole you gotta be in one specific room to use it. Which kinda doesn't seem terribly useful. But yeah, no, so like I was saying, it's just like a series of modifiers, more or less. So like, usually they just get grosser and grosser, like friggin' Epic Hack turns it into friggin' machine gun or whatever. But one of them is a knife, and it just replaces your ability to attack from far away with, well, just a knife that pretty much instantly kills anything. Which is a little bit funny, all things considered. But yeah, no, it becomes absurd. Plus also, it's not like... it's not a very short range either, the thing actually flies out a good way. And I think we should continue on here. Banhanaba. What's going on over here? This is the same map as the other time. This setup is absolutely dandy. But yeah, so there are a few runs I've seen and done with that knife, and it's stupid easy. Okay. Yep. Worked out great for all them, so it'll work out fine for you. I think I've recruited her all of once, and every other time it has not happened. It'd make a cool looking archer, though. Which I guess makes for just about every single class in the base game, doesn't it? That's a nice whatever you are. I guess you're gonna be an archer. Oh, Griffin Assassin Squad. So this is gonna be, I guess, the strategy for a lot of leader fights coming up. have everyone else distract while the griffins eat faces. And, yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. Also, I find it funny that he has no worries about this pit in any other route. But then suddenly we're here this time, and they're like, oh no, death pits are dangerous. Like, wow. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Good to know, we never would have figured that out. Okay. Put down, support your griffins, be their friend. Through this trying time where they're about to go eat somebody, I guess. Go shoot fairy units, because they suck. Still looking forward to doing that fairy run. So yeah, the KOL run's done with that. That was a little bit more anticlimactic than I expected. Clearly more anticlimactic than I expected, actually. As I went and maxed out an entire party. But of the, like, 35 that I had in total, apparently 17 died, so... Still wasn't exactly what I'd call a, you know, deathless run by any means, but still, most of those, well, 9 of those, I believe, I think so, were recruited at right before the very end there. And yeah, just maxed out everybody's level to the point where they basically had 1% chance to be hit by anything. Except for one guaranteed move in particular, which was the main reason that I over-leveled everybody. Actually, it's another funny thing that one of them had gotten a max level, had been given every possible, like, attack booster that was possible, had been given 2 Snapdragons, which in that one are just like a flat stat boost, pretty much. So theirs were... they were like double everybody else's. Oh, hell, even almost triple... it was like double or triple the end boss stats and all that. Didn't matter because apparently they just have some bizarre scaling thing in that, where if... you know, if they're a certain race or whatever, or type, they basically just don't scale, I guess. I don't know, it was kind of unclear, but what the end result was, there we go, do that. What the end result was a guy that had, you know, triple the end boss's stats, was still doing the same damage that, like, a regular soldier would do. So it was kind of funny. Oh, and I forgot to give her skill again. Well, dang it. You know what? Screw it. Maybe you don't even need one. Maybe you just carry it around for fun. Actually, come to think of it, I should probably do a skillless run of OV. I did that for base game. Went pretty successfully, and kind of curious how it would turn out here. Because in that one, there were some cheeses for getting abilities that they shouldn't otherwise have. And I know technically they're not supposed to be able to add them, but there were some, like, bonus-related exceptions to that. Like, I believe from equipping certain dragon items, you got Dragon Slayer and that sort of thing. So Dragon Slayer set was one of them. I can't remember what the others were off the top of my head right now. Either way, you know, that might be something to consider. Because messing with the ROM with cheats essentially broke some stuff. Like right now, I actually have 95% instead of 100% on the crafting menu. Mostly because, yeah, that whole thing with messing with the game. So, could have gone better in that regard. So what I'm thinking is, rather than actually messing with it, I'm only going to mess with one particular unit. So once this is all said and done, like once this run is done, whatever, you know, way that happens to come in, I'm probably going to end up going back and, well, they're all back, aren't they? I'm probably going to end up going back in time, well, recruiting a bunch of those units, going back in time, and then changing Denim into a fairy unit, which I've been told may cause the game to act hilariously, which should be pretty funny. And yeah, at that point, you know, that'll kind of be the setup for that, rather than turning everybody into one of them. But yeah, all right. Go ahead and power that one. Stab. There we are. Dang, I did promise I'd use that at some point. It only took forever. Come on, crit stab off the cliff. Aw. Well, he was hungry. He was hungry. Okay, so Griffin Squad, not doing too great, but, you know. Okay, now let's see if we can pull this off. No, won't do it. There's one guy, and I don't remember who they were. There was... Well, okay, the bird guy on... I want to say Law? He can actually be knocked into a cliff somehow. Which is weird, because he can be killed and knocked into a cliff, but because he was killed, he can't fly back. But yeah, no, it doesn't pull up his text box, which causes you to miss on the gemstone codex. That's kind of a weird situation where that goes. It was a bug I ran into only once, but that's how I got that one bizarre run where I didn't have the gemstone codex. And I will have to end this here in just a sec. Let's see if there's any story stuff. Nope. Okay, it's Nadamsa, not Acetan, that you have the second fight with Gildas. Alright, anyway, gotta go, and see you next time.